Well, the Raptors almost get thunderstruck heavy and choke up a 30-point lead, but Kyle Lowry said, hell nah. And he brought out Lowry time and he closed out the game for us. This is the Airborne Podcast. I'm your host, Ajith. And Raptor fans, you can take a deep breath now. That was a scare, I'm not going to lie to you. But, the Raptors, they've been in pressure situations before. And these aren't the old Raptors that don't know how to close out games, even though they've had their faults in recent memory because of the injuries. But with the full squad, you see their potential and what they can possibly be. They only have Fred VanVleet left to come back in this ball game. Well, not in the ball game, but into the lineup. And then they're a fully healthy squad. We have everyone back now. And honestly, that first half was a perfect gem, except maybe for that last 2-3 minute stretch of that second quarter before we went into halftime. I'm going to break it down for you from the first quarter, but man, that first quarter was perfect. Serge Ibaka came out, guns blazing, shooting the lights out of the ball. A perfect 6 of 6 for 13 points in the quarter in like 12 minutes. And the Raptors were shooting 70% from the field. 50% from beyond the arc, and we were going on transition. Sorry about that. We were going on transition off of the OKC turnovers, and we had 14 fast break points off of 8 turnovers, and we had 13 assists in that first quarter, scored 38 points. That's what happens when the Raptors have a full, healthy lineup. We don't have droughts on the offensive end. We have a lot of multiple shooters now back in the lineup with Norman Powell, Pascal Siakam, Kyle Lowry, Marc Gasol. He's a perfect stretch 5 who knows how to play the smart defense on Steven Adams, even though Adams got injured and was out after like the second quarter, I believe, halfway through the second quarter. Marc Gasol is just a perfect big, and this is why I don't want to get rid of him. This is why I'd rather get rid of Serge Ibaka. Even though Serge Ibaka has been playing really well all these past games, the past 8 games or so since Marc Gasol's been out, I still think we could trade Serge Ibaka because his value is at his peak right now, and maybe we can get a good piece. For example, like Danilo Gallinari. He was a beast tonight for OKC. Would you be willing to trade Serge Ibaka for Danilo Gallinari and maybe a pick? Let me know in the comment section if you think that's a good trade for us. We lose some depth in the center position, but we get a forward that could shoot the ball really well. He's been shooting well for the whole season. Only problem in his career is that he's been injury prone. But he seems healthy now, and to play him with Pascal and Marc Gasol all in the front court, I think would be a deadly lineup for us. In the second quarter, though, Marc Gasol starts off that second quarter, scores 9 points in 12 minutes going back to the first quarter. But he comes out and he looks fresh. He looks like he hasn't missed a beat. He looks like he hasn't even been out for a month. But he came out scoring really good. He had some nice threes, some nice inside scoring. And the Raptors were able to go on a 14-0 run. Terrence Davis gets a ferocious dunk in that second quarter. And the Raptors, at one point, in that second quarter, we're up by 30 points, 73-43. But like I said, we played a perfect half. The only problem was we had a problem closing that second quarter. In that last 2-3 minute stretch, we let the OKC Thunder come back on a 12-0 run, shooting 4 back-to-back threes to cut the lead from 30 to 18 going into halftime. Raptors, though, still were shooting really well from the field. They were shooting 64%. 50% from 3 at the half, and they had 18 assists at halftime. Only had 7 turnovers though to OKC's 13 turnovers, and they outscored OKC in the paint 32-18. Now the third quarter comes out. We were really I don't know what it is. We've had our issues closing out second and fourth quarters, but we come out and play really well in the first and third. And both teams on this specific night, at the start of that third quarter, had a rough start for about 3 minutes. I'd say 2 minutes and 45 seconds. No one could score. It was horrible basketball. That would never have made the highlight reel. Might have been on the bloopers, but definitely not on the highlight reel. Raptors took a coach's challenge on one of the plays that Chris Paul had where he shot a 3, got a 4-point play, but it looked like he kicked out his leg. They reviewed it, said the call stood, and we lost the timeout. We failed the challenge, and OKC had cut the lead to 14 at one point in that third quarter. They were down 69-83, and Ibaka, I'm not going to lie to you, after that amazing first quarter he had, he didn't do anything. He only had 2 points in the second half. His career high 8 consecutive double streak was over, and there was a span in that third quarter where he missed an open dunk, he missed a free throw, and then he got back-to-back offensive fouls, and one of them he made the basket, but it was called an offensive foul. So he was absolutely terrible in that second half. OKC comes on a 14-5 run in that quarter. Raptors had 7 turnovers in the third quarter, but Terrence Davis, the rookie, he's got some cojones. He doesn't shy away from the big moments. He comes back, hits a big 3, gets a putback basket off his own miss. Norman Powell gets a lucky jumper at the end of that third quarter, but he also had a little drive-in layup to stop the bleeding. They both had really crucial plays towards the end of that third quarter to stop the bleeding, because the Raptors were looking for some sort of offense, and I don't know why, but I don't know if you guys noticed, but I felt like Patrick McCaw was such a negative on the floor tonight. And I know I saw something after the game, but I noticed it throughout the whole game. And it felt like he had a few good moments where he had some key steals, some key passes, but he turned over the ball at crucial moments, and he wasn't really doing anything on the offensive end. He hit 1-3 in that fourth quarter, but he didn't do much. I could tell you for a fact, I put money on this right now, he was definitely a minus something from the floor. There's no way in hell he was a positive on the floor tonight. So the Raptors, they stopped the bleeding, and then they put the Raptors back up 97-83 after a few of those plays by Norman Powell and Terrence Davis. At the end of the third quarter, they were still up 14. Raptors still shooting high from the field, shooting 59%, and they were shooting 52% through 3 quarters from beyond the arc. Fourth quarter comes. Raptors, they started it off well. They started it off fantastic. But the way they closed it out was the most horrible thing I've seen in days. I thought they were going to pull a Dallas Mavericks stunt and choke a 30-point lead, but thank God they didn't. I was watching with one eye closed and one eye open throughout the last maybe 4 minutes. The subs were doing really well in that fourth quarter, and then as soon as the switch came for the starters to come back in, OKC somehow goes on a crazy run and cuts the lead to as low as 3. But before we get into that whole atrocious stunt, that little mix-up and all that stuff that happened for the Raptors in a negative way, I'm going to talk about the positives. So Terrence Davis, to start that fourth quarter, he gets a steal on one possession, and then he tosses it to OG for an open dunk in transition. Then Marc Gasol gets a rebound, passes it to Terrence Davis. Terrence Davis passes it to OG for another transition dunk, and OG gets 4 points in a span of a few seconds. And OKC calls a timeout. And we grow our lead to 18 because we were up 14 at the end of the third. Those 2 possessions of OG Anunoby's dunks back-to-back came right at the beginning of the fourth quarter, and then they go up 18, 101-83. And then, it was basically the Raptors continued to kill them, and they won on their own 10-0 run, starting from the end of the third quarter to the start of that fourth. So when they ended the third quarter, they were on a 6-0 run, and then OG's back-to-back dunks at the start of the fourth gave them a 4-0 run. So it was a 10-0 run at that point. And the Marc Gasol, OG Anunoby, if you guys were watching the game, they were struggling to get a basket. And OG, first it was Marc Gasol. He gets a three-pointer off the backboard to bail them out at the end of the shot clock. And then OG shoots a three that goes up, I don't know how high, but that was a hell of a rainbow. And it went swish into the basket at the end of the shot clock. And those miracle threes bailed us out and gave us a little bit more breathing room. And right after those possessions was when Patrick McCaw hit his three and put us up 112-91, and we went on our own little 9-0 run. But that's where the horror started for the Raptors after that moment. So the starters come back a little after that, and OKC responds with the 14-0 run, 21-4 run overall in that fourth quarter, and the Raptors are only up by 3. Then Kyle Lowry says, "Don't poke the bear." Comes back-to-back baskets. Siakam had this, I don't know how he made that little underhand scoop layup off the backboard, but he made one of those, and they hit crucial baskets. And then Norman Powell put the icing on the cake with a little drive-by by Muscala and dunked on them. They call a timeout, and the game's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's over. And the Raptors ended off the game on a mini 6-0 run. And the Raptors finished the game still shooting as high as 61% from the field and 56% from beyond the arc, which is crazy because we've been complaining about how the Raptors aren't making shots, but now you see all the shots they're capable of making when they got a full healthy roster. You see the snipers they have on the floor. They got Pascal, they got Norman, they got Marc Gasol, they got Serge on a good night, they got Kyle Lowry, they'll have Fred VanVleet just now. Terrence Davis is getting better and better. Patrick McCaw, he's good on some days, a waste dude on others, on other days. Rondae Hollis-Jefferson was a no-show tonight. But then again, he's not going to get that many minutes with everyone back. And I'm going to break it down and get into the full stats of the team, the individual stats. Actually, you know what? Let me get into team stats first. As a team, like I said, the Raptors shot 61% from the field, and OKC shot 51%. OKC was 43 of 85 from the field, and the Raptors were 52 of 85. 3-pointers. I don't know if we get free French fries on the road if we get 12 plus threes. But if we do, someone let me know in the comment section, because I don't know if it's just a home thing or if it's a home and an away thing. 3-pointers, we were 15 of 27 from beyond the arc for 56%. OKC was 16 of 42 for 38%. Free throws, we missed 4 of them throughout the game. We were 11 of 15 for 73% from the line. And OKC was 19 of 20 for 95%. Shit. Okay. And rebounding, we had it tonight, 36 to their 31. So we beat them. We were plus 5 on the rebounds. Offensive rebounds, we were 5 to 4, a plus 1. Assists, we were 33 to their 32, a plus 1, which is really good. Anytime you get 30 plus assists, it's usually a good night. Steals, they were 14, we were 13, so they were a plus 1. And blocks, they were 3, we were 1. They were a plus 2. Turnovers, we didn't take care of the ball like we usually do, but we won the game. So I'll take that any day of the week versus losing the game and having like 10 turnovers. But we were even 18 apiece on turnovers. And with the fouls, we had 23, they had 17. And then we got a technical foul. That referee was a clown. Kyle Lowry wasn't even talking to the guy, and he called him for a tech. I don't understand. That doesn't make sense. These refs are so soft, it's getting absolutely ridiculous. I'm going to just name a few of the Raptors that, had a good night tonight. I'm going to start with the winning team, obviously the Toronto Raptors. And Serge Ibaka, first half was a gem. Second half was an absolute trash bag. 29 minutes, he had 15 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist, 7-11 from the field, 1 of 2 from the free throw line, and 1 steal, 4 turnovers, no blocks, no 3-point attempts, and 13 points in the first quarter, 2 points the rest of the way. I told you his streak came to an end at 8 double-doubles in a row. Pascal Siakam, 30 minutes, 21 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 9 of 15 from the field, 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 1 of 2 from the 3-point line, 2 steals, 1 block, 3 turnovers. Marc Gasol, 32 minutes, 15 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds, 6 of 9 from the field, no free throw attempts, 3 of 4 from 3, 1 steal, and 1 turnover, no blocks. Kyle Lowry, 33 minutes, 17 points, 4 rebounds, 8 assists, 6 of 13 from the field, 3 of 4 from the free throw line, 2 of 5 from the 3-point line, with 1 steal, 4 turnovers. OG Anunoby, 39 minutes, 21 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 8 of 13 from the field, 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 3 of 6 from the 3-point line with 3 steals, no blocks, and a turnover. Norman Powell, 27 minutes, 23 points, 2 rebounds, no assists, 9-11 from the field, 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 3 of 4 from the 3-point line, and just 1 turnover, no steals, no blocks. Patrick McCaw, 26 minutes, 6 points, 6 points, no rebounds, 5 assists, 2 of 5 from the field, 1 of 1 from the free throw line, 1 of 2 from the 3-point line, 2 steals, and 1 turnover. Terrence Davis had a double-digit game off the bench, 17 minutes, 12 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 5 of 8 from the field, no free throw attempts, 2 of 4 from 3, and 3 steals, 3 turnovers. Everyone else did absolutely nothing. OKC Thunder, Danilo Gallinari, 31 minutes, 23 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 7 of 16 from the field, 5 of 5 from the free throw line, 4 of 11 from 3, no steals, no blocks, 2 turnovers. Chris Paul, 34 minutes, 16 points, 5 rebounds, 11 assists, 5 of 9 from the field, 5 of 5 from the free throw line, 1 of 3 from the 3-point line, 4 steals, 4 turnovers, no blocks. Shea Gilgeous Alexander, Canada's very own, Toronto's very own, had 21 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists in 38 minutes, 6 of 10 from the field, 7 of 7 from the free throw line, 2 of 2 from 3-point line, 3 steals, 1 block, 3 turnovers. Dennis Schroeder, 37 minutes, 25 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists, 10 of 17 from the field, no free throw attempts, 5 of 10 from 3, 2 steals, 0 blocks, 5 turnovers. Muscala, 31 minutes, kind of played a lot of minutes for Steven Adams, who went down with a knee contusion. But in 31 minutes, Muscala had 17 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 6 of 11 from the field, 2 of 3 from the free throw line, 3 of 7 from 3, 1 steal, 1 block, no turnovers. And Steven Adams, he went down, but he had 7 minutes. He only had 2 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 assist. So I'm guessing that I think maybe it might have not been the second quarter. It might have been the first, like right after he subbed out. It felt like it was the second, but let me know in the comment section if you guys know exactly when he went out. But yeah, that's it for tonight. I mean, the Raptors got back in the winning column. It felt good with a full roster. We should have won that San Antonio game, but it is what it is. We got to move on. And we play the Wizards, I believe, on Friday, if I'm not mistaken. But I will double check for you right now. Yeah, I believe it is the Washington Wizards. Friday night. Yep, Washington in Toronto at 7 o'clock on Friday. That's going to do it for now. If you enjoyed the podcast, leave a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Only if you want to. And if you enjoy listening to me talk hoops, keep following me because we're going to be posting daily like we always have been. That's what we do every day. So, yeah, I'll see you back here for the Wizards post-game podcast. Check out my other video. I just posted it on the All-Star votes, the first and second returns, the fan vote returns. And I believe the third votes should be coming out tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. So I'll be making a video on that to see where everyone is on the leaderboard. And hopefully all Raptor fans out there, make sure you keep voting for Fred VanVleet, Kyle Lowry, and Pascal Siakam, because the votes are coming to an end, I believe, in a week or so, or maybe a couple weeks. But yeah, we got to get Siakam in that starting lineup, and hopefully we can get Lowry in that starting lineup. But Siakam seems more realistic than Lowry. And try to get Fred VanVleet. We got to. But till then, stay blessed, stay woke, and peace!